Hi everyone, I hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day and are having a great start to this soon-to-be weekend. I do a monthly love story, and in this story I share some of my favorite love stories that we've been responsible for creating at Midwest Matchmaking. I decided that it would be good to start sharing those on our social media pages because some people are not getting our emails or maybe prefer to listen to stories versus read them. I know I do. So I wanted to start with this one being Valentine's Day week, and the story is a really cute one and really special for a number of reasons, but I'll go ahead and tell you about this week's love story. So for the past 15 years, I've poured my heart into helping those who have come to me to find love, and this season's really, or this holiday is really special for me and my work family and my family because on February 14th, 2015, my little Cupid, Cameron, was born. And also, obviously, with my work and my work family, we pretty much celebrate Valentine's Day because it is the holiday that essentially makes what we do so special, and it's kind of like our Christmas here at Midwest Matchmaking. So in honor of this month, I'm going to bring you a really extra special love story. This is the story of Jenny and Mike. So I often receive calls from prospective clients who are seniors, and they're wondering, what age range do you service? And I always tell them the same thing. I service clients between the ages of their early to mid 20s all the way up into their 80s. And, my main goal when I work with somebody is to make sure they're really ready to start dating and that they're stable and that they are able to make time for a partner and that this is something that's serious for them. So there is absolutely no reason that I have not been able to help people in their 80s, and would love to continue doing so is what I tell these people when they call in. This is a story that is proof of that. So I remember the exact conversation that I had with Jenny when she called me, and it kind of started like that. She was skeptical if I was going to be able to help her because she was in her mid-70s and had always been with the same person for 40 years and was wondering if there would be somebody else out there for her in this life because she had so much energy. And she just really wanted somebody to share life with. She did not want to be intruding on her daughter and grandchildren's lives, and she really wanted her own life. So she was really pleasantly surprised to hear that I could potentially help her find her special somebody, and that I did have some lovely gentlemen I was working with in their 70s and 80s. So kind of backstory on Jenny. She was, like I said, in her mid-70s, had been married 45 years. She'd lost her husband a couple years prior to coming in to see me. She had taken a couple years to grieve and really wanted to make sure that she was ready to move forward and be able to give herself to somebody. And she felt like the timing was right, and she really was. She did say that her daughter wasn't entirely comfortable with her dating, but I reassured her that this is her life, and if she feels like she's ready, she's got to do what's best for her. And she agreed. She really longed for that companionship again, so she signed up with me. One of the things she really wanted was somebody who she could travel with because she had spent her life raising her child who was now grown, and she now had grandkids, and she was planning on spending her later years in life traveling with her husband who suddenly passed, so this was something that was important to her. She also told me what a lot of my senior clients tell me, which is that they don't necessarily come to me looking for marriage again, but they just want a companion and a life partner to enjoy life with now that they are retired and able to do that. So Jenny was really nervous about getting started. I reassured her I was going to be there with her throughout the process to offer her guidance, coaching, because she hadn't dated, in the years of even really cell phones. So texting, just everything was completely new to her. And she really utilized me for coaching and called me pretty frequently just because she was insecure and nervous and didn't know what to talk about or how to talk about her marriage and when it was appropriate and not appropriate. And then eventually she did want to tell her daughter what she was doing. So I gave her some ideas on how to gently bring that up. So she was really excited then, got involved in the process, went on some good dates, was actually having fun. I did introduce Jenny to four really wonderful gentlemen in their 70s and early 80s, and she had a great time, went on second dates with a lot of these men, used that opportunity to learn how to date and really get comfortable in her own skin and kind of learn what it was like to be courted as a woman in your 70s and in 2017-18 when she was here versus when she was getting courted by her husband 45 years ago. So on her fourth date, she met Mike, and Mike had been a client of mine probably a couple years in the past, and he had been in a relationship and was recently single, and I thought this would probably be a wonderful match. I knew that he had a lot of emphasis as well in traveling, and sometimes he was a hard one to get a hold of. So when I got a hold of him and he said that he was up for a date, I was really excited because he was not always in town. So he also had lost his wife a few years before joining, probably about 4 or 5 years prior. So he'd been dating a little bit longer than Jenny had. And so timing was spot on. I was really excited about this date. I felt like Jenny had finally gotten some experience back in the dating world, and it was kind of destiny that Mike was available and ready to go out. Mike was a brilliant man, incredibly active, just like Jenny. They were both so youthful and just mentally and physically completely, with it for being in their 70s and 80s. I mean, they blew me away. They were awesome people, and I thought they'd be perfect for each other. So Jenny called me about 3 months after her first date with Mike, and she said, you know what, I don't know what this